If you don't know how to solve this problem, it's hard to get 90 points in the exam. Case like this post, and Teacher Chi will teach you. The problem is 1/3 of x plus 1/42 of x plus 1/56 of x equals 3. What is the value of x? First of all, it's about solving an equation. So whether you know how to do it or not, start by writing down the word solve. This is the most basic respect for the equation. But what comes next? How do you add these three fractions together? Should I find a common denominator? That common denominator is hard to find, and the calculations are extensive. Take a look at how 30 is formed. 5 times 6 equals 30. And for 42, it's 6 times 7 equals 42. And 56, 7 times 8 is 56. It seems like there's a pattern. First, remember the term inferior item. You need to be able to recognize what an inferior item is. Remember what the teacher said. As long as you find that the denominator and numerator are the difference of integrals, what does it mean to list it as an item? Look at x over 30, which is actually 130x. How does 130 come about? The denominator is 5 times 6, which is 30. The numerator, 6 minus 5, is exactly 1, isn't it? Similarly, for 142, 42 is 6 times 7, and 42 minus 6 is exactly 36. So the numerator is 1 to 6, which is 7 times 8 equals 56. 8 minus 7 equals 1, and then these things added together and multiplied by x equals 3. So the key is we need to calculate these three fractions. These three fractions all satisfy what I mentioned. The difference of the integrals, where the denominator is the product of two numbers, and the numerator is the difference of these two numbers. For example, 35 times 63, and the numerator is 16 minus 5, which is 1. As long as this standard is met, it can be listed. It can be transformed into 1 to 5 minus 1 to 6 plus 1 to 6 minus 1 to 7 plus 1 to 7 minus 1 to 8 times x equals 3. Some people might not understand, teacher, why did you write it out directly? What's the reason? Think about our previous process of finding a common denominator. The common denominator of 1 to 5 minus 1 to 6 is 30, right? Both 5 times 6 and 6 times 5 are 30. And then 1 to 5 multiplied by 6 gives a numerator of 6. And 1 to 6 multiplied by 5 gives a numerator of 5, so isn't it just 6 minus 5? So the three things I wrote above are actually the process of them doing subtraction with a common denominator. Why did I list the items? The effect is clear. Subtract 1 to 6, add 1 6, subtract 1 7, add 1 7, and they cancel out. This is called listing items. To intersect. And what remains is 1 5 minus 1 8. So 1 5 minus 1 8 of x equals 3, the common denominator. For these two is 40. 840 minus 540 gives 340. 340 of x equals 3. At this point, don't tell the child about making the coefficient 1. Look at it from a different angle. When these two multiply, to get 3, simply put, it means making the denominator 40 disappear. Then only 3 is left, right? How can it disappear? Multiply by x, and x is 40. When these two multiply, the 40 is cancelled out, leaving just 3. If you understand, give a follow.